Good evening, everyone. I'm Ernie Laing, live out here in Macomb Township, and I am running for the position of trustee in our township. And this is the second video that I'm sending out a little bit as I'm going forward with my campaign. And thank God I got enough signatures that I'm on the ballot, so going forward I'm looking to a great time of campaigning and kind of explaining where I'm at and what I'm all about. We have a lot of great folks that are running this year, some great people running for the 4 seats that we have, and we have about 7 people running for them. So just to give you a little bit more about my background, I worked for General Motors for 20 years. I was a trainer for design for manufacturability workshops for the US and Canada. In 2001, our whole department was kind of, shall we say, downsized, and from there on I helped do things with my 501c3 community projects and helping out with my nonprofit corporation. I also have a military background. I had 8 years in the military from 1970 to 1978. Most of that time was in the Army's 5th Green Beret 19 Special Forces. I was on an A-team, and a lot of our training was done in the mountains in Colorado and some in Texas and some, of course, Fort Benning, Georgia, and so forth. And first 2 years was Air Force, last 6 was Army Special Forces. Enjoyed what I learned there. Enjoyed being, I guess, a mercenary, if you will, learning how to defend my country. I guess if I were to put my campaign into one sentence, it would be a veteran who cares about his country and also his community. I'm looking at some of the things that the current trustees have been looking at, such as, we have sidewalk issues in Macomb Township, and that's been the case for several years now, and we need to take a harder look at that and get some of the sidewalks in where they don't have sidewalks right now, and get some of the sidewalks fixed in our subdivisions that are cracking and raising up on one end and so forth. And I know times are tight and money is tight, but we can do some more things than we've been doing, I believe, to get those kind of things cleared up. And I understand we look at things like building permits and that sort of thing, and I just want to be a voice, if you will, for the people, for the community. I'm also a police chaplain with International Fellowship of Police and Fire Chaplains. I'm also an ordained minister, so I do marryings and buryings. But I really see this as a chance to get involved with my community even more than we've been trying to do. My wife, Christine, is a school teacher, teaches 8th grade science, Fraser School District. She's got 25 years in. Got a double master's, one in leadership and one in science. And she's been really a good teacher for all these years. 2 years ago, in 2010, she had a stroke, and we had to put everything kind of on a shelf for a couple of years. She's in the hospital 8 weeks and in rehab for another 16 months about. And I spent all that time with her. I kind of put my projects on the shelf, closed up my martial arts schools, and I'd closed them before that actually, and spent the time getting her rehabbed and getting her to feel better. And that's so important when people are sick, that someone's around to help them out and take care of them. I learned a lot of lessons in the last 2 years, you know, being the caretaker for my wife. Back in 2010, before she had the stroke, she was still in class teaching, and we were using our 501c3. We just had a vision to put a help center together in the neighborhood, a place where folks could go that were losing their jobs, about to lose their homes, and it was kind of what we call a help center. We were going to set up computer stands so people could look for positions, look for work, talk to their loved ones and so forth. We're going to have like a food bank. A food bank already agreed to work with us. We had a medical clinic that was going to work with us to give free medical help for those that were losing their jobs and losing their homes. You know, sometimes the middle class is kind of loses its way, and there's people to help on the other end, the folks that have been out in the street and that sort of thing. But there's really been nobody to help the folks that are just having hard times right now. They might still be in their houses, but they're going to be foreclosed on. That's the kind of things we need to address as a community, and that's what we're going to do with the Help Center. In 2010, we were looking for a building. We had the backing of a food bank. We had the backing of a medical center. But when my wife had the stroke, everything kind of was put on hold. Had to take care of her and get her to feel better. So now she's better. She's been able to go back and teach class again. So we're going to go forward with this. And I see the best way to help my community is to be on the board as a trustee. we can still kind of look at the help center as we go forward as well. I still have my 501c3, but really I just want to be there to help the community. I want to be a voice for the community, for the people. This is the first time I've run for office, but I'm running hard with all my heart. I'm going to try to get some signs out there. I'm going to try to make my way around to the different communities in this district and meet all you folks and say hi and tell you who I am, what I'm about, and see what your needs are. And I've met some of you already getting the signatures, but I'm ready to go back out there again and meet some more folks. Now that my wife's feeling better, I can give it 100%. Also, in my background, I was a small business owner for several years. In 2001, when I left General Motors and was working on the 501c3 and helping people, I was doing marriages and weddings and marriages and funerals, same thing. And I worked on that for a few years, and I also had 2 martial arts schools, one in Roseville and one in Rochester. I had, I guess, about 38 students between the 2 schools. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed helping the people learn the self-defense and martial arts. I was able to help some young folks that didn't have the money to pay what some of the schools were charging. I'm a part of a greater group called Christian Martial Arts Fellowship, and we're all black belts. And we've all had karate schools in either churches or halls in different places, and we emphasize working with folks in self-defense and teaching them to act proper and to treat people right. So really enjoyed that. So I just wanted to say hi again and let you know that I'm running. Again, the voting will take place. The primary is August the 7th. It's really important, folks, that you get out there and vote on August 7th, because there's not going to be a November ballot that we run on, because all of our positions as trustees are all Republican, it turns out, and so there'll be no contest from the other side, the Democratic Party. So the voting that takes place in August will be final for us, and if we get in, then we're in, and if we don't, we don't. But I'm really hoping that you folks will get out there and support me and vote for me August 7th. Like I said, I'm just a natural guy that wants to help my community. We live here in Macomb Township on what used to be Wolverine Golf Course. We moved in here in 2001, and about 6 months later they sold the golf course. So we're backing up to what used to be the 9th green and now a bunch of weeds. But we're having the same kind of problems everybody else is. The value of our home took a dive with everybody else's. And I really believe in being part of community. I really believe we need to work together to help each other. We need to find a way to do that. Take a look at the problems we're having at the board meetings. We'll do that as trustees, and there's a great bunch of folks there now. We just think maybe some new blood, some new folks on the board will help it quite a bit. I met a young lady who's running named Maria Napolitano. She's great. She's going to do a good job. I'm really behind her too. I think she'll be wonderful to help us on the board. So again, August 7th is the date, folks. Please get out there and vote. If you're a registered voter in Macomb Township, I need your vote. It's Ernie Laing for trustee, Macomb Township, August 7th. I'll thank you so much for it, and God bless you all, and look forward to meeting you out there in the neighborhood and in the businesses in the weeks to come before August 7th. God bless you.